Folks, the family of a Georgia inmate found dead in Fulton County Jail says his death has been ruled homicide. Samuel Lawrence was found unresponsive in his jail cell on August 2nd, just days after he filed a lengthy handwritten prisoner civil rights complaint about the conditions and abuse by the guards. The family attorney, Kenneth Muhammad, says the autopsy concluded Lawrence was strangled to death. Lawrence's family says an inmate killed him. They blame jail officials for failing to protect him after he repeatedly told them about the dangerous and violent actions of the other inmates. Attorney Kenneth Muhammad joins us now from Atlanta. Kenneth, this is obviously stunning. So the medical examiner has ruled this is indeed a homicide.
They have definitely done that, yes.
Response from Fulton County Sheriff, Commissioner's Court.
Samuel's father received a telephone call that was very short. They said that the autopsy report had come in because we didn't have it at that point in time, and that Samuel was strangled. They're going to charge the inmate or the cellmate that was with him with homicide. No further information was given. The call ended. I have reached out to try to get some additional information, and they have not been responsive to us yet.
How many deaths does this now make in the Fulton County Jail this year?
10.
10?
10. So we're averaging, we're at a point now we're at about 1 per month. And in Samuel's case, all of the different problems that you see going on are kind of culminated into this one case. You have a situation where he began complaining from January all the way through the time of his death at the end of August. The gang problem is clear and evident in his case, where he had one incident in January where his teeth were knocked out. They have listed that some of his teeth were shifted back. There were a number of threats that were made against him to the point where he escaped by threatening to jump off of one of the rails. He managed to get away. They made notations of that. They moved him to a different area. In May, he reported attacks, but in the civil rights complaint that he wrote himself later, he mentioned that in that same attack in May that the deputies were dismissive of it and they were not responding appropriately. You go to the next month in June, there was additional attacks at that point. And what happened was a pattern developed where he was essentially attacked and showed fear of going back to his cell when they did take him to the medical unit or different areas. And they list in their report that they had to take actions to move him back to his cell. But what he's saying to them is, you can't move me back, don't do it. And he's doing things like threatening to jump off the rails again. But remember that first incident he had in January, that's how he escaped an attack. So they list as if they just have this problem inmate who is exhibiting mental health problems. When he says he's going to jump off of the rail, they take him back into the cell, and lo and behold, he keeps having these incidents where he's attacked. It finally culminates where we get to August. It was August 12th, where the officers report that there was another one of these incidents. And then just a matter of days later, he files this federal complaint where he walks us through the entire history. And that's how we have this information, because the sheriff's office is, for lack of a better terminology, there is efforts to hold back information. And it's like pulling teeth, trying to get information out of them. We have incidents where a report will say that a body cam was turned on, but then when you make the request for the body cam, they say there is no body cam footage. Then when you point out the problem with what they're saying, then they say, oh, well, there's a pending investigation. And the reasoning just keeps changing. So we have a lot of things like that going on. He mentions how he was constantly writing complaints and sending those written complaints in, but yet they told us that they don't have any copies of any written complaints that he had initiated. So we have all of the information that went on because he actually got the complaint out into the federal court system. It outlines what he wrote there in his own handwriting, everything that had went on. He talks about multiple gang attacks, deputies being unresponsive to it, and various things like that. And just days after he sent that in, he is strangled to death. And as I indicated, the family just gets one call where they are told that a cellmate, without giving a name or any further information, is being charged, and that's really it. So that's what we're dealing with.
What's next? Any plans to file a civil suit, anything against the jail officials for negligence?
Definitely. We are, as we speak, putting together the notice to the county of what we have been able to find and put together thus far, and how we see that there is definite negligence on the part of the sheriff's office in failing to protect him, given all of the history that we just outlined. And hopefully it won't be necessary to file a lawsuit. Hopefully they will get it. They'll look at the pattern of behavior and what he had to suffer, and how he is killed at the hands of an inmate after screaming and begging for them to protect him. And hopefully something can be worked out without need of a lawsuit being filed. But if this notice that we're sending and our efforts to enter into discussions are not successful, we will immediately file a lawsuit.
All right, Kenneth Muhammad, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.